I've had this idea and concept in my head for quite some time, and I've wanted to share it with everyone. And recently I've seen some comments that make me want to share it even more. I want to talk about the concept of being the hero and how that kind of correlates to our everyday lives and helps out with things like anxiety, depression, and everything else that we experience as everyday people. And to make this more digestible, I've broken it down into 5 steps or 5 pillars or 5 things of philosophy that I wanted to share with everyone. The first one is make the choice and walk the path of the hero. The second one is reframing challenges and set quests. Number 3, and this is the most important one, the hero can't lose. Number 4 is train and hone your skills or develop new ones that may help you complete your quests. And the final one is look for party members. Before I break down what each pillar of what I'm talking about, I wanted to share more of the high concept. Why are we drawn to the hero? Do they possess some sort of characteristic that makes them likable? Consider the anti-hero, Geralt from The Witcher, not concerned with petty squabbles, but is forthright and goal-oriented. Yes, he's handsome, but even if you pull back all the Hollywood layers, he's technically a monster, a creature disliked by mankind. So why do we like him? Why is he a hero?
I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight.
Let's look at 2 other heroes. Zelda from The Legend of Zelda and Naruto, well, from Naruto. 2 individuals that are seemingly very different. Zelda may seem like a damsel in distress, but she is so much more than that. She has the wisdom and determination to not lose, and that is the major principle of what I wanted to discuss. Anxiety, sadness, depression, and so many other things that afflict us in our daily lives can be a difficult thing to talk about, and that's why Raid Shadow Legends. Our heroes have many traits that make them who they are. Think about Zelda. Can you say she has no major issues in her life? No afflictions? She's constantly at a struggle against the Demon King. But there is something that she does that keeps the story going. She's brave, wise, and a badass. In her latest venture, she battles evil for over 100 years. The most important thing is that she never changed her mindset. She never asked why is this happening to her and never pursued the route of hopelessness. And that is because she's a hero. Is Naruto any different? A boy that wants to become Hokage. He dreams big and pursues his passions. How many struggles does he deal with? A social outcast, an orphan, loss of a best friend? But what the most important thing is, he never gave up. He always told everyone to believe it. Even in the worst of times, he always believed he was special and would do great things.
Believe it!
We love our heroes because they never give up. They do the things we wish we could do. Although we may not possess any superpowers or transformations, we can share the same things that our heroes have. Their values. So number 1, make the choice / walk the path of the hero. What does that mean? And if it was so easily obtainable, why doesn't everyone just do it? The hardest part is becoming the hero. It's changing our mindset. It's telling ourselves that we can. We are the most important thing in our lives. And that is what keeps our story interesting and moving forward. It's once we elect to be the hero, our journey begins. And every hero you can think of, it all begins very similarly. It's either a monomyth where they become the hero or they start off special. And that's okay if our story is a little bit different. We don't have to mimic what we see in games and Hollywood. It can be anything that starts you into becoming your own hero for yourself or for someone else in your life. And that's why the first step is become the hero, make the choice, and walk the path. Tell yourself that you are the most important thing in your life. And although it may be such a difficult situation, it may seem helpless, always understand that you are the hero of your story. And that's one of the most important steps to take. How many of our favorite stories start out like this? A reluctant hero, the classic monomyth. Even Goku from Dragon Ball Z really didn't start off to be a hero, right? He was supposed to be a villain and destroy Earth. And look at his journey. He becomes the most powerful being in the world. And that's because he eventually understands that he's the hero and so many things and people can rely on him. And that brings me to the second point, and that's reframing challenges and set quests or quest objectives. Think of it like it is a game or a story to be told. Rather than be anecdotal about this one, you can think of your own hardship in your life or a difficult thing. It could be anything. I want you to picture anything. If you reframe that instead of something that is going to happen to you or that you have to deal with, if you reframe that as an obstacle that the hero has to overcome, similar to a game or similar to how Naruto had to defeat X to become more powerful. Goku had to defeat Frieza and become Super Saiyan in order to progress to the next saga and fight Cell. So when we think of our obstacles as more of challenges that need to be overcome and we look at it through the eyes of the hero, things can be more obtainable. You see yourself as more powerful. And when you set a problem as a quest, and that's in your quest log, you are going to want to get the experience of defeating that quest. Go look at The Witcher 3. Go play as Geralt. How many quests are in that game? If those were all thought of as things that are happening to the hero and things that he could not overcome, then that's a totally different mindset, right? But if you think about them as almost opportunities or an obstacle that needs to be defeated, reframing your mindset is very important. And that brings me to my third point. And this one is extremely important. The hero can't lose. And I know that sounds very, very reductive, but I want to emphasize something. The hero can't lose. If you contextualize that to a problem and you think of it as a hero, as a game, that's what I mean. I understand that there can be some obstacles that you can't possibly see in your life, but that's why you need to have that mindset of the hero can't lose. I want to be slightly anecdotal right now, and some people have asked me about games or certain things in my life in particular and asked, why am I good at X? How come you were able to do this one? And I tell them honestly that I couldn't lose from the onset. It didn't matter if I was outmatched or if they were so much better than me. I told myself I can't lose. In my head, I'm telling my own story. In my head, there's a quest going on and there's villain dialogue and I'm giving out hero dialogue, and that's why I can't. So if I'm playing a video game, it could be Blade and Sorcery, it could be anything. And that's why I make such weird cringe videos of some stories. And that's because that's what's in my head and that's what's going on in that moment. And I apply that to a lot of my life. So if there's a problem going on, I reframe and say, what would a hero do in this situation? And that's really what helps me plow right into the problem and help solve it, find a solution, or move past it. And that's why it's the most important to think that the hero can't lose. Because if you tell yourself that there's an option to lose, that option can be exercised and you're gonna put yourself backwards. I know that sounds a little reductive, but I'm gonna say it one more time. The hero can't lose. And that's what brings me to my fourth point. Train and hone your skills or develop new ones that may help you complete the quests that you've already set. Think about your favorite RPG. Think about Final Fantasy. For me, I think about Tales of Symphonia, a game I played many moons ago. In order to beat any of these dungeons, I always had to grind for better equipment, better skills in order to do something. Even the Legend of Zelda franchise, when you're playing as Link in every single game, in order to do the dungeon, you need to find either a new skill or a new item to help you complete that one. So know that it's important to hone your skills or find new ones because you may not have the solution for a problem right now, and it's important to seek one out or seek help for something. And that's what brings me to my final point. I didn't necessarily know how to contextualize this one, so I'm gonna attempt to get this one across, and it may be reductive. Number 5 is look for party members. I'm not saying look for a best friend. I'm not even saying look for a friend to get you out of this one. Look for an acquaintance, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father. That's not necessarily what I'm saying, but let's look at it through the eyes of a hero in all of our stories. Naruto relies on his friends through most of his battles in order to achieve victory. It's not something that he did solely on his own. Goku had the Z Fighters, and he got even stronger because of, well, the power of friendship. Would Goku have not gone Super Saiyan if Krillin did not die? I'm not saying someone has to die in your life, but what I'm saying is that can be super powerful. And the people in your life don't have to persist and last for a very long time. Someone could be helpful in the moment, for a year, for a week, or for a lifetime. And that's what the hero understands. They understand the value of every person in their life. And let's be honest, not everyone in your life is going to be helpful or want to help you out. And that's why the hero has rivals. That's why the hero has villains, because some things just don't work out no matter how hard you try, and that's okay. But if you don't let that stand in your way, you too can grow and become a more powerful hero. So in closing, I'd like to leave you with this. If we believe ourselves to be the heroes of our story, then we too can rise to great things. Times may be tough, but the hero can't fail their quest. There are too many others that might need them, depend on them, or even look up to them. The hero believes in themselves. They develop their skills and are tenacious. They don't disrespect others in their life. They are helpful, trustworthy, and eventually respected. They may develop rivals or have enemies on their way, but ultimately, that's the responsibility of the hero. Believe in yourself. You are brave, tenacious, and important. You are a hero.